everyone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Corinne, and CoryCreates is a channel primarily about cross stitch, but I also touch on all of my creative and crafty endeavors throughout the year as well. I am a cross stitcher, a sewist, and I sew primarily quilts, bags, and clothes. So thank you for being with me today. Today is Saturday, August 23rd, I think. Let me check that. Yes, today's the 23rd. So glad to be back before you. If this is your first time visiting me, I'm so glad that you found me, and I hope you will hit that like and subscribe and stay around a while and see what I'm getting into. To my returning friends, thank you so much for all your kind comments, for your encouragement, particularly on my last video where I shared those two big finishes that I had. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for your ideas on how to finish those items. So I really appreciate your feedback, and I can't thank you enough for sticking with me. It's been about a month, you all. It's been a busy month. School has started. So that is where I have been spending the majority of my time the last 3 weeks or so. I think the week after I filmed, I spent that week, we took Layla back to school. So she's back in New Orleans for her sophomore year. We did that. And then when we came home, it was time to start getting Trent ready for school. So we did some school shopping because he's growing like a weed. I think he's at 5'8" or 5'9" now. That's his height. And he wears a size 13 shoe. So he's just growing out of everything. So we have to shop for him in the men's department now. So my husband and I took him to, I think we went to Macy's, got him some jeans and and I'll get him some more shirts here and there. I know he needs some t-shirts and all that kind of stuff. And I know he got him some shoes. So he's ready. We got his school supplies. So he's going into the 8th grade. All that has been done. Took him to get registered, grab his schedule, all the good things. I had to start work on the 12th. So got my classroom together. Started getting the kitchens together. I am a culinary arts teacher, and I have all my classes are culinary this year. So I'm teaching one section of baking, and the rest are foods 1, which is just a basic introduction to foods. So those classes are my wheelhouse. So I'm glad to be getting ready for those. School actually started for us on the 19th, which was last week, and Layla started on the 18th. So if you follow me on Instagram, you kind of saw our first day of school pictures that I try to take every year. So what else have I been doing? You all, it's still hot here, but not nearly the levels of hell that it was the last time. Okay, it's bad though when you say 88 is a break. Okay, from what we have been experiencing, but the bottom has started to fall out. From what I understand, we're gonna need jackets next week. If you live in the Midwest, you already know how it goes. Just been busy with school, but I have still done a lot of stitching. Now, I want to thank you all for your purchases in my Etsy shop for my project bags. Those are still going well. I'm glad you all are still enjoying buying them. I have a whole new set of fabrics coming out these next week or two. But that I kind of hit the wall on, was my sewing, because all summer I was able to, get up every morning, sew till about noon, and then do other things or just fit it in the day. Now my days are limited, so I'm not able to churn them out like I was able to over the summer. But fall bags are coming, Christmas bags are continuing, and NFL bags are coming. I found some new fabrics. As a matter of fact, we have a Michael's here now in the St. Louis area that has fabric. There's only one, but it had fabric and it had a lot of sports prints. So I was able to get those. So you will see a lot of brand new prints coming out within the next few weeks. So what do I have for you today? I have quite a bit, you all. I have a number of whips. I have a start. I don't have a lot of investments, just a small amount. But I am waiting because I plan to attend Needlework Galleria here in St. Charles, Missouri on September 4th through the 6th. That is the dates for it. Now, last year I only attended on the Thursday night. They have like a 2.5 hour time on a Thursday night. to attend. That's what I did last year. I am not going to be able to do that this year. It was kind of a rushed 2.5 hours trying to get to all of the vendors during that time, but I was able to do it. I was very happy with my purchases last year. This year, I have a commitment on that Thursday night. I have a Bible study commitment. So I'm probably only going to attend on Friday, the 5th. I will probably take off work and go that day. I think that's right, the 5th. Okay. Saturday, I got other stuff to do. So Friday, the 5th will probably be the day that I attend. So let me know if you're going to be around, or if you see me, don't hesitate to say hi. I'm always on the lookout for fabrics. That's going to be my main thing right now. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in. I'm also going to tell you guys a little bit about my September plans. I actually think I have enough samplers to work on in September. So that's what I'm going to do. So let's start off with my new start. This is a chart by Crossstitch Lovers on Etsy. And I do not have a cover. There was no cover for this chart. So I'm going to insert a picture of what it looks like when it's complete. But it's just hanging plants. And my goal was to get one of the entire plants completed. So that's what I did. I started this on our way to New Orleans to take Layla back to school. So this is where I got to. And this chart is being done on a 28 count white even weave that I just had in my stash. And this is 942 stitches out of 4,361 stitches. So this is about 21.6%. So I'm really enjoying it. The only thing I didn't like, and that is these leaves. Now on camera, it's looking variegated like it was supposed to. But you all, when I was pulling out these colors, and let me show you, I have my bog bag. You know, this is what I invested in, and I'm keeping all of my current whips that I'm working on. So if I want to decide what to work on, I just reach in there and grab something. And I'm keeping this one in this portfolio. But look at these greens. These greens, especially these two, they're all DMC, but 703 and 906, those are so close in color. So, and I had to go buy a 906. I couldn't find the one that I supposedly have. And then the other greens, I mean, there's quite a few greens in this chart. I did not use all of them on this particular part, but these two are probably the most diverse. But all these others are very similar. You see, they're all very similar. And you all, I've been pulling threads from my thrift store threads that I purchased about a year ago. So I just grabbed those out of there, but I did not have a 906. And then when I went and got it, I was like, this looks just like 703. And then when I compared them close to each other, they were. So I'm keeping that in this portfolio that I made. I have another one cut out that I want to start on. So hopefully I can get that in. Maybe on Labor Day weekend, I can work some of these in. But that is hanging plants. And I think all of the charts on there are called hanging plants, you all, because I just purchased another one that has like a big red chair in it. And when I finish with this one, I'm going to do that one. And but this is coming along well. So I'm just going to focus on one plant per month. And this is the hanging planter for the next one that's right next to it. So again, I'm at 21.6%. And I'm enjoying that. So if I just knock out maybe one every month, that's pretty good. The next chart I'm going to show you, and I'm getting into my whips. This one is one that I plan to put away next month. I am not going to continue with this, even though I made excellent progress on it and I'm very excited. But this is a Christmas chart. So I'm going to put this away probably until October. But this is the Reindeer. And let me find my bag for that one. This is the Reindeer. by Cottage Garden Samplings. Year in the Woods. As my understanding, there's a Year in the Woods 2, but I got to get through these 2 that I have from Year in the Woods 1 first. And this chart is being done on a 32 count. I believe it's Picture This Plus. Let me find it on my sheet. Yes, Picture This Plus linen in the color Dawn. I made quite a bit of progress. I didn't put this one down right away after July. I kept going a little bit into August. So I completed this part of the body and I completed another leg. So he's coming along and I'm going to push for a finish on him this year. But again, this is the reindeer. I have enjoyed working on him. I primarily was working on him on Saturdays because I usually watch the baseball game in this room and I have pretty good light during the day. And plus I have my light over here that I use as well. But I was getting pretty good light, so I decided to go ahead and push and keep working on him, and he's looking great. So I'm super excited about the reindeer. And I don't have a stitch count on him because I'm working from a paper chart. But there he is. He is coming along. The other Christmas chart that I've been working on, and I have not decided if I'm going to keep going for the next month or just put it aside for Sampler September. But this next one, hold on, let me put all this back. That's why I brought this bog bag out here. And you all, I got my bog bag at the Hallmark store. I know here we have a Hallmark store and they have a wide selection. My husband is a Hallmark card shopper, honey. So he has a, what do you call it? A number, a rewards number. He's in the rewards. So they always send out coupons. And this summer they sent out a 30% off coupon and they said I could use it on those bog bags. And you know, those bog bags aren't cheap. So that's what I used on that. So that's why I have one. So this next one is Another Christmas, Chestnut by Teresa Wentzler. This one, I've been working on this one since I think 2022, maybe December. This was one of my New Year's Eve starts. So I'm on a mission to try and finish it this year. I'm going to put in where I was the last time. And just a little bit of progress, because like I said in my last video, you all, these half stitches are something else, these quarter stitches. So I just finished, I started coming down here with the red, and then I filled in a little bit more. That's an ecru, I believe. But I'm just still working on this rocker. I mean, this whole edge is quarter stitches all the way down. And I'm going to jump back up here and start some more back stitching on the legs, but that's where I am. This is Chestnut by Teresa Wentzler, and I feel like I can get that completed as well for 2025. Before I go on with the rest of my whips, I have a chart that unfortunately I have decided to put in timeout. And that is Spirit Dancer. I have tried all summer, you all, to put some time on this, and it just is not cooperating. So I'm going to show you where I am, but I got this out, and as you can see, I was working here, moving along, and then I wanted to jump over here and start filling in some of the ecru and 642 DMC, and it's off. I don't know where. I think where I had left off the last time was off, and then when I picked up, I didn't realize it was off, so I just kept going. So all of this is wrong. It's white. Everything on her dress is a neutral color, which makes it hard to see. So she's going in timeout till 2026. I need to regroup on this one. I need to be able to leave it out. I need to really commit some time to it because I want to get this dress done. So right now I'm not in that headspace. So I have decided to put her in timeout. I'm gonna take her off the scroll rods, put her back in her project bag, and we're going to revisit her in 2026. For my sanity, I'm going to do that. This is probably one of my oldest whips. So as much as I had wanted to really put some good time in her this year, it's not working out for some reason. So I'm going to put her away so we can regroup next year. All right. My next whip that I'm going to show you, and I've been working on this one on and off for the summer, and I'm going to keep going till I'm finished. My goal is to finish it before fall, the first day of fall. And that is Summer Quaker by Primrose Cottage. I am doing this on a 28 count even weave from my stash in white. And I am using Color & Cotton's orange soda. As you can see, this is all I got left. So my plan is to make a trip to Color & Cotton before Needlework Galleria, because I need to pick up some threads that I'm coming close to being done with, but I still need more. And orange soda is one of them. So here's where I was the last time we saw it. And this is where it is now. So I think I did all of this on this side. And I might have even done these two as well. So it is moving along. The border is done. There's no more border on that side. So I'm a little over halfway, I would say. I think I have one really big motif down here to do, and then a bunch of smaller motifs to finish filling it in. So I definitely need another skein of the orange soda. But I primarily work on this at the dentist's office, when I'm waiting at the doctor's office, when Trent has a little tennis tournament, I'll take this and work on it. So I'm very pleased with how this has come, and I am going to keep going on this until it's finished. These last three whips, I think, are the ones I have spent the majority of my time on so far since my last video. So this first one is the Stitch Along that is being hosted by the Sunshine Stitchers, EJ and Shelia, and that is Put a Bird on It. This is a modern folk embroidery Quaker sampler. And the Stitch Along started in December of 2024, and it goes until December 2025. My plan is to be finished with it before that, and a lot of people are stitching this, and a lot of people are already finished with it. I did my own pool of colors. All of them are Color & Cotton colors. I'm going to put in where I was the last time. I have done, since the last time you saw it, I have done a total of 1,426 stitches. So here is where she is. The top and the bottom rows are complete. This is where what I added this last time. I took this on our road trip to New Orleans, so this is where I got the majority of that done. I also put in some of these letters, and now I'm started on the next motif. This color, Sangria, is going to come across here to the next motif. I have two more motifs that I'm going to do in this waltz color. I think one here, and then one down here. And then I have one more motif I think I need to do in the red velvet. I need to finish this bird here. And then Prussian blue. This one is going to be on another motif up there. So I think the Prussian blue and the Sangria, I might need to get one more skein of each. But I am super pleased with how well it's coming along. This is a 32 count Lugana in a solo die from Color & Cotton that I just picked up. But I'm very, very, very pleased with how it's coming along. Yeah. So I'm currently I've done 9,784 stitches out of 13,557 stitches, and I'm at 72.17%. So almost 3/4 of the way through. So I will be picking this up again before the end of the month. So I'm very excited about that. This next one, you all, had me in a chokehold. Same one from last time that I really have been enjoying working on. Let me get my cover sheet so you all can see. This is the Bee Queen by Tiny Modernist. I just saw in her bee stitching kind of recap, Red Velvet Quilts showed hers in her, she had like an armoire with her bee stitching projects in it. And this was framed. I believe she had done hers on like a natural linen, but I have chosen to go with a color background. But I'm super excited about her. I am loving working on her. I had to make myself put her down just for a week, just to go to something else and get some stitches in on something else. I literally had to make myself put her down because I could keep going. I will be picking her back up on Sunday. But here's where she was the last time. She was a new start in July. And here is where she is now. I love her. She's coming along so nicely. I think in my last video, I had asked which thread I should use for her dress, this color here. Because the color, the DMC, which is 680, that is the called for, was too close to this fabric. So I had picked out 2 color and cotton colors. I think one was Honey Amber, which is one of my favorite colors. And then the other one was Brass. And I just knew, oh, I'm going to pick Honey Amber. I'm going to pick Honey Amber. Well, I did kind of a chart, or not a chart. I did some stitching in each of the colors on the fabric. And when I looked at them, I was like, man, the brass looks better. So that's what I went with. I also made some changes to her face because I don't think I was this far in my last video. Her cheek color, according to this, if you look at this chart, her cheek color is the same. It looks the same as this flower in her hair. There's a flower in her hair. And her cheek color kind of matches it. Yeah, right here, there's a flower right here. And her cheek color matches it. Well, when I went to do the cheek color was actually like this dark orange. And I didn't like it as much. So what I did was I changed the cheek color to be the same as the flower. So this flower here, that's her cheek color. But if you notice, I made her lips that orange color. I gave my girl some lipstick. Her lips were supposed to be brown, like her eyebrows and her hair. It was supposed to be that same color. But I said, nope, I wear lipstick a lot. My girl gonna wear lipstick a lot. So I just changed her lips to have some lipstick. And I'm pretty pleased with that change. I did one sleeve. I'm gonna come over here and do the other sleeve. And then I'll probably keep going. I am eventually gonna jump back out here and start some of these flowers as well. Because I think once I finish her dress, I'm going to want to be done. So I'm going to skip out to the outside and start tackling some of those flowers. So this is Bee Queen. She is being done on a 32 count Gold Rush Lugana by Bestitch Me. I'm still in the Bestitch Me Club, and this was one of my fabrics of the month. So far, I have done 1,723 stitches since my last video. So that brings me to 2,070 stitches out of 12,901, and that is 16.05%. So I'm definitely going to pick this back up and get to at least 20% before I move to something else. And that's kind of how I stitch, you all. I pick a percentage. I pick maybe to finish a motif. I try to give myself goals like that to kind of push me forward on what I'm working on. So I love her. I mean, I cannot wait for her to be done. So she gonna keep going. Well, we gonna keep going on her through the winter. I've noticed a lot of my projects are around that 12,000 through 13,000 stitch count. So that seems to be a new direction for me as far as that is concerned. All right, I think I have one more whip for you all. This is the one I've been working on for the last week. I had some trouble with this chart. Not this last video, but the video before that. and I had to do quite a bit of frogging. I think I had to frog like 200 stitches. But since then, I am back on track and I'm enjoying it immensely. And that is A Study in Pink by the Artsy Housewife. And this is being done on a 32 count. I believe it's a Silvery Moon Lugana that I got off of Etsy. But I'm not quite halfway, but I'm plugging along. So I'll insert a picture of where I was. And now, this is where I am. Look at that. I got the body in, because remember I had to frog the body the last time. So I got the entire body in. As a matter of fact, that brown color in the body, the dark brown, I'm at 0 on those stitches. But it's looking great. I've been working down here this last week. And then what I usually do, you all, is when if I've still got thread in my needle, I'll jump over here and find that color over here and just finish off the needle. So that's why I only got a little bit of those areas filled in. This part right here is where I have been working. So I'm really glad about it and excited about it. And I think I'm going to put this down for a little while and move on to something else temporarily. But this particular project, it has 12,429 stitches in it. And I am at 4,832, which puts me at 38.88%. So since the last time I showed this, I've done 2,116 stitches total. So not quite halfway. I think I'll probably be about halfway when I get this section completed. And I didn't realize it, you all, this is a lot of border. I think the color that I have for this green, I might need to get another one, because I think I've got like almost 2,000 stitches of that left. To finish up this video, I just wanted to go over my plans for the rest of August, because I still got just about a week left of August, and then go into my September plans, and then talk a little bit about my very few investments. So for August, here is my August card that I just kind of write everything on that I'm doing in the month of August. And as you can see, I've met my goals for about half of the things that I'm working on. I probably need to highlight, put a bird on it as well, because I have, I think I've put about 10% into that. So for the rest of this month, I'm working on In Praise of Pollinators. I want to pick that up and make a little progress on that. Then I have the Floral Alphabet. I just want to do maybe one letter on that. And then this last one is Rose of Sharon. So since I am putting Spirit Dancer in a pretty permanent time out, I'm definitely going to put some effort and work into Rose of Sharon by Mirabilia. So that is my plans for the rest of this month. For next month, I am going to do Sampler September, because I actually have some samplers that I'm working on. Put a bird on it for sure. And then I'm going to pick up, I'm going to finish that Summer Quaker. That's a sampler. I'm going to work on Floral Alphabet. That's a sampler. And then the Phoenix Sampler, my stitch along with Gem of Stitch and Gem. And then this Juneteenth day, I want to put some significant progress in both of those big samplers. So I'm looking forward to Sampler September. And I have one start that I know for sure I'm going to tackle, and that is Rosina Dissery. I started that a couple of years ago, and I just decided I did not like the fabric. And since I had only done some of the words in the middle, I'm going to go ahead and restart that on a different fabric. And I think I showed that in a couple videos back. So that is my plans for September. I'm super excited about them. I like having this bog bag. That way I can put the project bags for just the things I plan on working on in there. So I'm definitely going to switch that out next Sunday afternoon and get everything together that I'm definitely going to be stitching on. I'm going to move into some fall stitching in October and Christmas stitching in October. So I'm really gonna focus on that for the rest of the year once I get through September. So let me share with you a few of my acquisitions. Now this one is really, I'm really looking forward to this one. I told you all I wanted to have a bird wall. Well, I picked up this chart on Etsy from Mud Puppy Stitchery, Kenzie. She has a Flosstube and she is a big bird person. And so I just love her enthusiasm for birds, which I love as well. I've always had birds. I had birds when I think that was my very first pet, was a bird, Gizmo. I had a little green parakeet named Gizmo, and I've had numerous birds since then. I'm looking forward to getting a house again because I would like to get another bird. My last bird was a cockatiel that I had for 14 years named Jazz. So I'm looking forward to hopefully getting another bird soon. But this bird stitch is the Tufted Titmouse by Mud Puppy Stitchery on Etsy. And I think I'm going to do this and then put it on a project bag. It's not too big. I love her finishing on this. I know she had a viewer did this sample for her, and she finished it recently, and she did a video, I think, on her channel of how to finish it. But I just think the Tufted Titmouse is a very common bird. But then I found this fabric actually about a month ago, and I'm gonna make another project bag out of this fabric. But if you look closely, let me find it. Here's the Tufted Titmouse on this pattern, on this fabric. I'm having trouble, sorry. Here it is, right here. So right there. So I think I should include that on a project bag. So I'm probably going to try and find a fabric, either something like this blue or the green, or even some beige fabric that I have. And I'm going to probably do it in a 28 or a 32 count. I'm going to do the measurements on that to see how big that's going to end up. But I'm super excited about that project. And I forgot to mention earlier, Kenzie and I are doing a stitch along for the Bee Queen. She is working on that as well. And actually she started on the flowers on the outside. So we're working at two totally different spots, but if you all would like to join us or just tag us on Instagram on your Bee Queen projects, but she and I are gonna do an informal stitch along on that. But we both really enjoy working on it. And she reached out to me and asked me would I like to do that? And of course. So tag us both if you are working on the Bee Queen and let us know how that one is coming for you. And if anybody wants to send me their finished one, I can actually show that on my channel if you like. So that's an option as well if you want to send me a photo of your finished one. So my other acquisitions, I only really have two. The first one is Shaded Stitchery. She is doing a part 2 of Data Portraits in Paris. And that is the chart that she recently sent me, and I signed up to do the stitch along that's going to take place next year. February 2026 is when it's going to begin. And this is not in color, you all. I didn't print it in color. But this is not the actual chart, but she kind of goes through the fact that this is going to be a collage of her interpretations of the infographics from the Data Portraits of Paris from the 1900 World's Fair. I'm really hoping there's a map on it. But she's got every week a piece of it is going to drop. And as you can see, that's quite a few weeks. So if you're interested in that, go to her Gumroad. The stitch along is going to have 20 parts, and it's going to release every Sunday between February 1st and June 14th. I've already purchased mine, and the finished size of this project is going to be 131 by 130, so not super big. The total stitch count is 6,653, so that's a really good manageable size for many people. So that's the 2026 stitch along. I'm excited to see how it's going to go, but I've already purchased my spot, and I look forward to receiving that in February. So that's one purchase I did. And then the other one was my fabric of the month from Bestitch Me. Look at this, you all. It's called Jack-O-Lantern. So you already know what color it is. Look at that. Ooh, that's pretty. I have no clue what I would put on this because I'm not a big fall stitcher, but I would love to find something for fall to put on that. But that is gorgeous. It's a beautiful orange shade, so I'm excited about that. And this last thing, you all, it was not a purchase, but well, actually I have one more thing besides this. This came from my job. I work at a high school, and you know, we got books and books, and so since we recently got a new kitchen space, 2 commercial type kitchens plus a demo kitchen in between them. So we've been going through a lot of boxes and cleaning out a lot of things. Well, my coworker found this in her classroom, and she was like, "Hey, do you want this?" Because our coworker that retired last year, this was in her room, and so she took it. So here I'm going to show you the first page. It does not have a cover, but it's called Traditional Samplers by Sarah Dorn. But it is a pretty thick book. It has some patterns in it, but it goes through just the history of samplers through the years. Okay, and it's got lots of pictures of vintage samplers. And I told you all, one of my goals for the rest of this year, going into 2026, I would really like to design. And one of the things that I would like to design is a type of sampler that speaks to me. So I'm really grateful for her thinking of me. She came in my room the other day. She's like, "Hey, you want this book?" Shows you how to lace for framing, shows you different specialty stitches. There's just a lot of information. Plus there's a whole section with colored pictures of various old samplers. So I will be using this as a reference, and I'm excited about that. The last things I purchased, these were thrift store purchases. And I just thought they would be great to display cross-stitch pieces in. This first one I got for $4. I haven't even taken the tag off of it, but it looks like it was a jewelry box. There's no glass or anything in it. And it has this piece of cardboard right here. So I would definitely redo this, but then I think that's a perfect spot for some stitching. And I really like the box. The box is pretty well made, but I love this drawer. So this would be ideal to maybe store some stitching supplies in, you know, needles, maybe threads for a particular project. I don't know, but it's in very good condition. Just need to clean up the top a little bit and then figure out how to fill that space and what I can find to fit that space. So $4, not bad. And then this last one was also $4, and this has the clip in it. But I could very easily change out that background, maybe make it a fabric or something. But it's just a regular picture frame, but I just like the concept of the clip, and then maybe have a seasonal stitch in there that I could change out every month. So those were my thrift store finds. I love shopping at thrift stores. I just don't have a lot of time to do it, but I'm glad to have had those 2 things that I found recently. You all, I think that's it. I can't think of anything else that I need to tell you. So please like and subscribe. If you need to reach out to me, my email is CoryCreates08@gmail.com, and my Etsy shop is Layla P Creations. I sell my project bags there, and then my Instagram again is CoryCreates08. So hopefully if you stuck around through the whole thing, I hope you liked what you saw. I hope you will think about following me in those other places. And I believe I got all of my prizes out for the last couple of giveaways that I have. If I didn't, I'm just going to roll those prizes back into the next giveaway. I know that Heaven and Earth Designs has a sale going on right now, so I know I have one person who won the Heaven and Earth Design, so I will get that to you probably this weekend. I'll go ahead and order that and send it to you via email. I think that's it. If all hearts and minds are clear, I think that's all I had to share with you today. I'm going to come back with in early September, either Labor Day weekend or right right before. Actually, I'm gonna come back right after Galleria. That way I can show you what I got. And again, Needlework Galleria here in the St. Charles, St. Louis area is September 4th through the 6th, I believe. I guess I better go on over there and buy my ticket. I haven't done it yet, but I think I'm going to be there Friday. So again, if anybody's going to be around, reach out to me. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your warm weather and the rest of your summer. I don't consider it summer over till it gets cold, okay? The first day of fall is when I will concede that summer is over. I've enjoyed being with you today. And if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you so much for all your comments, and just thank you all for being here with me every month. Have a great rest of the week. And as always, you all be blessed.